Welcome back. My name is Nikki Csek. We are live streaming about our AI Summit that we have coming up on September 27th. And in studio with us is Alex Goodhew, Community Manager with Accelerate Okanagan. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, of all the businesses and organizations that we reached out to, Accelerate Okanagan made the decision to sponsor the event that fast. AI's a lane that you're traveling in. Can you tell me what was so attractive about being part of this?
Of course. So for those that don't know, Accelerate Okanagan, we are a not-for-profit technology accelerator. We really exist to support entrepreneurs and founders through programs, community building, connections, and building tech-driven ventures. So we get the opportunity all of the time to see these really innovative, thoughtful ideas being formed by these tech companies and tech founders. But AI now isn't just within the core of their businesses, it's within the core of our day-to-day lives. Every individual, every business owner, everyone who's a part of the Okanagan Valley is or will be leveraging AI in their day-to-day. And so right when this opportunity came our way, it was right up our lane, right up our alley. Really makes sense for us to show up and support the education and training around AI in individual lives, but also in all businesses.
So I find it fascinating, and I'll tell you a tale. We did the Level Up Leadership Conference in 2019 that Accelerate Okanagan was also part of. And my thesis was all those that attended the leadership conference will know the enormity and the impact that conference had and will automatically get their tickets and come to the AI Summit. I stand to be corrected. So there's an interesting psychology around AI that I'm learning very quickly as we're leading up to the event, and it's complex actually. So there's I think there's some businesses that might be fearful of AI. I think there's some businesses or entrepreneurs that may think that they're going to get ahead of it and they'll retire before it comes in. But you get to see, I think, or actually you'll validate for me, you get to see the innovators, the early adopters, the people that see or have identified a problem and they want to solve it. So how exciting is that?
It's really fun to continuously learn how these entrepreneurs are coming up with thoughtful ways to leverage AI in the core of their business or create AI business, like new AI that other companies and organizations can leverage. There's like an AI bookkeeping company out of Vernon that is essentially saving entrepreneurs and bookkeepers time and energy that they don't have to spend doing some of that task-based work because the AI within this company is doing it for them. There's also a robotics company out of Salmon Arm who's leveraging AI at the core of their mushroom picking robotics. And the AI has learned which mushrooms are the right ones to pick and harvest at the right time because that can be loss of revenue if it's picking at the wrong time. But it's supporting these companies around job time and being able to refocus those employee time on really thoughtful and other task-driven work, not necessarily replacing jobs, but creating space to now have that job be more innovative and like thoughtful in their time. And so we've got to see really cool AI be created. And we see a lot of companies just leveraging generative AI. So think about creative and content. They're getting that second opinion. They're getting that editor in-house that they're able to leverage. And it's just like a support so we can do our jobs better and maybe a little bit quicker as well. So it's been really fun to see how AI has been adopted over the past several years.
And I think that's really the seat at the table. Sorry, I just tap the mic, seat at the table that I hope entrepreneurs will come to in this. It doesn't need to be feared from a job loss perspective. So again, business owners aren't looking to go from a company of 50 to a company of 2 and replace it with all these AI agents. It's about the ability to reassign admin or tasks that are monotonous, that do take an enormous amount of time on your desk, on my desk, and how do we transfer that to something else so that we can do that bigger work and do that more impactful, visionary stuff that we as entrepreneurs are really good at. And I think it's about the old saying, don't work in the business, work on the business. So if we can deploy AI to be in, and we can come up and out, it's a beautiful view.
Totally. And I've seen so many companies also leverage AI to create an even better customer service. And so as a consumer, a lot of individuals in this community are consuming products and leveraging software all of the time. They're getting a better experience on their end because of AI that those companies are implementing within their business. And I heard a great example even on Friday. We all know teachers are often oversubscribed and overworked and are trying to make an incredible experience for the students in their classroom. And many would spend hours on creating flashcards. And now there's a version on OpenAI. They can just create their own flashcards within minutes instead of spending hours doing them by hand. So those small tasks that create a better experience for your classroom or your colleagues or your companies and community that you're serving.
And I think it really is about the questions that we're asking or the questions that we can ask. How can we do it? How can we do it different? How can we do it better? And I think we're going to see the industries that are prime for AI is absolutely healthcare, education, manufacturing, agriculture. I think we look at our industry as a marketing agency. We're excited that so much of this these softwares and these AI agents are going to come in and do the initial work that help support businesses. So I think it's that mindset that needs to be considered in the incredible advancements. So the
good for you also in having that energy of adopting AI within your business and being so aware and proactive around it. So kudos.
So the company that you talked about out of Vernon, the robotics company, they are going to be a showcase speaker at the AI Summit.
So they're going to talk.
They're going to talk about their creation of these robots and the impact that it's had on their business. So very excited for that.
So glad to hear.
I'm really fascinated to take a look at this Vernon company in bookkeeping because again, if we take a look at the impact AI is going to have in accounting and legal and tax returns, it is just fact that it's going to be more efficient and likely more accurate. So the evolving of the technologies and the computer learning and it's going to be faster than anything we've ever seen.
The efficiencies will be amazing. And I'm happy to do an intro to Mitchell. It's with Agile BK. They're the ones out of Vernon.
I can't wait. So sitting on different boards in my time in the community, we've been very active in trying to be Yoda-ish. We're trying to guide businesses to go this way instead of that way for a technology that we see coming. We did Mobile Revolution. We did the Marketing Summit. We've done leadership. So we often see something coming up the tracks. We may not understand it, but we like to be very curious and investigate it and see what we can do to help guide businesses. So I want this region to be real leaders in AI, and I want us to innovate, and I want us to come up with results in research that nobody else globally has done that. And Kelowna attracts, it does, I don't know why, it attracts a type of human or a type of person that is just that wants to solve something that no one else has solved yet. What type of, how is Accelerate Okanagan integrating the fostering of innovation and AI into its strategic plan to ensure that you're constantly evolving and supporting, I think, this super important work?
First of all, love a Star Wars reference. So being Yoda, very relatable. And I definitely agree that you've seen a really cool opportunity to harness and have conversations and education around AI. I just went to a conference for the tech industry earlier this year in the spring called Innovate West, and there was an overarching broad theme of AI in every single session that I was in. So in terms of being on like that tech side of innovation, like you're right on track in those conversations around talking AI. I think our community is also really lucky. You talk about innovation and research and development. We have pardon me, we have the University of British Columbia here. We have Okanagan College. We have so many innovators and researchers developing technologies that I can't grasp. I'm not a technical human, but they are creating a lot of new, and they're solving really unique challenges and problems. And I really appreciated that one of your speakers, Peter, lives in that world of trying to solve problems for humanity and trying to work towards like research around the acidification of oceans and research around space exploration, like being on the cutting edge. And Accelerate Okanagan, we really exist to support these innovators and entrepreneurs wherever they are in that business life cycle. If someone is idea stage, or they're trying to get into market, they're trying to fundraise around their business, they're trying to reach like the broader globe in terms of selling this business or this idea, like we're here to support and plug them into resources and other entrepreneurs and mentors that'll be able to help them along the way. And so it really is core to who our business is trying to help these innovators and make sure they get the right connections and community and programming that they need to be able to scale these ventures. So we're really lucky in that our mission still stands really true to what this community needs and what we're seeing. And we are actually just coming to the end of a strategic plan that we're wrapping up this year. So we will be setting out new strategic priorities going into next year. And AI has been an ongoing conversation within our company on how we continue to harness and leverage and support entrepreneurs in that space. And we will actually have the results of our economic impact study coming out next week. So a little plug. On the 17th, we'll have the results of those studies. And we did have some interesting questions around AI when we did that survey earlier this year. And so you'll be able to see how AI is showing up within our ecosystem and community. And so excited to share those results next Tuesday. And if anyone wants to see them.
I cannot wait to see them. I find that so exciting. And I just want to springboard off your comment about Peter Diamandis. So again, a gentleman that I wasn't even aware, didn't even know he existed. I wasn't familiar with any of the X Prize initiatives that he's done, and his passion to truly have a positive impact on the world is so inspiring. And there's an ask on his site that if you don't want to sit in doom and gloom, which I'm just going to say anecdotally, if you're searching on your phone and you're getting fed information, it is very doom and gloom. And so his challenge was come up out of that and get his newsletter that he sends out every 2 weeks that is really around the positivity and the growth. And I'm learning things that I can't even wrap my head around. So one of the, and I hope I have it, this week's newsletter was on something, and I've read it but I don't yet understand it. So it's this simulating civilization. So it's 1,000 AIs that are given the challenges of starting a civilization and how they're going to work together to make it. So very gamified, very game.
That's
and it's interesting how these autonomous AIs were given individual tasks to help create this civilization. And when they would come up against obstacles or challenges that they weren't able to solve, they began to work together.
I love that.
And it was so exciting. So
Cool.
Incredible things in Peter Diamandis's journey or mission to improve life and lengthen the longevity of life. And these breakthroughs through healthcare are absolutely mind-blowing. I do wish he was going to be in person with us. He has a conflict. He's going to be Zooming in or video conferencing in from Athens, but we will do a 45-minute presentation. We'll hear the newest, the latest, the most exciting, and then we have 15 minutes of Q&A with him in the audience, which I'm so excited.
Fun. I'll have my questions ready.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait to ask. And I do want to see what we can do. So again, if I can, and I think I'm probably putting you on the spot, but if we take Peter's X Prize mission. So again, one of the X Prizes he has out right now is around forest fires, and that's real to us.
Yeah, hits close to home.
It's I believe, please don't quote me, I believe it's about $100 million prize. Teams are going out and applying to be part of the solution. And it's about early detection, deploying robots and drones to put this fire out, like when it's just a little bit of a flicker. So that's super exciting. So my question is, I hope together as a community and with Accelerate Okanagan, I hope we begin to maybe on a smaller level, but how do we solve the problems of our region? And I'm sure they're shared globally, utilizing AI and teams to begin, hackathon's not the right word, AI-a-thon or something. If we look at some of the challenges that we face here around homelessness, housing, affordability, crime, I think there's a huge opportunity for great minds of Kelowna to come together and begin to deploy things in AI that triage things quicker, that move the needle.
It's always really powerful to me to see what can happen when you get the right community members together in a room. And so, you never know what solutions can be made in a short amount of time through things like hackathons or startup weekends or future AI-a-thons, you coined the term. So I love that you see how getting those minds in a community together can really make a difference.
And we take a look at, so again, I'm wondering, I don't know, but I know there's this building of your own AI agents. And if you try that dress on in all the sectors, and my favorite question, 25 years, my favorite question is, wouldn't it be neat if, fill in the blank. So you look at a chiropractor. If their schedule isn't full and that time slot passes, it's a loss of revenue. So how do we deploy or train an AI agent that mimics the methodology, the values, the core beliefs, the passion to wellness and care of that individual, and then begins to bring it out into community that attracts people to those same beliefs or philosophies and ensures that schedule is full. So how do we I'm going to spin up these agents to help us in our day-to-day businesses. And I think that transfers to so many sectors and industries.
I think you're such an entrepreneur. The fact you ask these questions and have this what if and have this solutions mentality. Not everyone has that mentality. So it's really cool to just hear coming from you. And I know there's so many solutions out there that already exist. So if you're listening to Nikki being like, yeah, that would be really helpful or something like that would be really neat, make sure to look at what's already available on OpenAI. There might already be solutions created for your business or for your personal life that will help. So make sure to check those opportunities out. And if something doesn't exist, keep asking those questions. Maybe you are the next founder out there who will create a solution to it. Technical or non-technical, you can find ways to build out that new AI, to build out that new technology. You can find the right team around you. And so that's really why we're here to support with people who have ideas like you do. And then we can help them build their businesses.
And we look at, Accelerate Okanagan has not been around 117 years like the Chamber of Commerce, right? Accelerate Okanagan is, I wouldn't say infant, but I would say junior high school. You guys have been around for how many years?
Just over a decade.
Yeah, I was going to say 15, so a decade. And you've had an enormous impact on this region.
Thank you.
Enormous impact on this region. So how do we springboard off that? How do we leverage that? How do we, I always say this, we need to take the garbage out, but I don't mean me. So how do we, Accelerate Okanagan, really leverage this inquisitive, this curious, this asking the question, and then allowing groups of people coming together to try and solve for these things that each of our industries and companies are doing. And I think that probably sits on the desk of Accelerate Okanagan, but I don't know.
I will add that I really appreciate that there's initiatives like this AI Summit taking place where you have such a broad audience and you're such strong players within this community that you'll attract a whole different group of people that probably don't know about Accelerate Okanagan. Folks listening right now, some of you have probably never heard of Accelerate Okanagan. And so that's another reason why it's so nice for us to be able to come and support initiatives that other community groups and companies are facilitating. You can come and hang out with us. We'll have a booth there as well. Me and a couple colleagues will be in our red Okanagan Tech jackets. So come find us and spot us in the crowd. And we would love to talk to you if you have ideas or want to take a path down to entrepreneurship. We're here to help. So thank you for helping us spread the word of what we do and how we have efforts to support the community. I really appreciate that.
So Alex, okay, so in closing, when I arm wrestled people into coming to Level Up Leadership, they didn't all want to come willingly, but I may have.
You didn't have to arm wrestle me. I was there.
and it was interesting because after the event, as I'm in the green room, I'm getting texts from people in the audience that are like, "Oh my gosh, Nikki, thank you so much for forcing me." And I did. I forced a lot of people to come. Thank you for forcing me to come. And I know that being there and in that room, I actually know that it actually changed the trajectory of a number of businesses in that venue. So
that's so powerful. I love that.
It is what fuels me to do things like this. So I truly believe that regardless of whether you like AI, understand AI, think that it's never going to come. I really want people to challenge themselves to get a ticket and show up. Just get in the seat, get your butt in the seat. And then I think it'll be interesting to hear the stories, and I'm going to be so interested to hear having Accelerate Okanagan there and the businesses that come, and they will begin to see, hope, opportunity, innovation, a new way of doing something. And I'm going to be interested to see and hear the stories that went U-turn through to Accelerate Okanagan. Accelerate Okanagan wraps your arms around them and then begins to foster that building of that thing. We could have incredible inventions and
I anticipate there will be a lot of impact beyond the day. And that's why conferences and opportunities like this are so amazing. You can internalize and take in and educate yourself on the day, but it spins off to action that happens later. And another great reason to show up and be involved. And I do highly encourage anyone, like you were saying, if you just have questions about AI, you want to learn about it, this is such a great opportunity to put that learning hat on and come and suspend any biases that you have and just show up and soak in the content. You'll leave probably with more questions, but that gives you more of an opportunity to continue learning and continue educating yourself and familiarizing with AI and technology that's out there that can support you. And you don't have to leverage all of it. You can leverage what makes sense for you and your business, right size it and right fit it to you.
Love it. Alex, thank you very much for coming in. Super excited. We're only a few days away, and we'll see you at the AI Summit.
See you there.